Good morning, Ma'am Pani.
So ikaw, mayos ka. Termal.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
First, establish the forum. Me as the chairman, Sir Alan Imperial, our vice chairman. Good morning, sir. Regular members, Sir Buddy, Chief of Maintenance. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Ma'am Pani, the OIC Chief of Quality Assurance Section. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am Lani, the Chief of Planning and Design Section. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am Eva, Procurement Engineer. Good morning, ma'am. The Bank TWG Chair, Ma'am Cha. Good morning, ma'am. And Ma'am Kulit.
Morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Live viewers and to all present here today, July 30, 2025, we will conduct the pre-bid conference for contract ID number 25FA0034. Ma'am Kulit, can you please discuss the procurement details for the contract?
Good morning, everyone. Invitation to bid for 25 FA0034 construction of multipurpose building, covered court beside the new Legislative Building, Karangahan, Boulevard, TABACO City, Albay. The DPWH Albay First DEO through GAA 2025 intends to apply the sum of 14,850,000 being the approved ABC for the contract. Completion of the work is required 175 calendar days. Bidders should have completed a contract similar to the project. Bidding will be conducted to open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretionary pass-fail criterion. To be eligible to bid for this contract, a contractor must meet the following major requirements: a Filipino citizen or 60% Filipino-owned partnership corporation with pickup license for at least size range small b. Completion of similar contract costing at least 50% of the ABC. However, the contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the contract to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable range of contract cost or their registration based on the guidelines as prescribed by the PCAB and the net financial contracting capacity at least equal to the ABC. Interested bidders may obtain further information from DPWH Albay First DEO or inspect the bidding documents at the address given below from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on July 16 to August 11, 2025 from given address and website, and upon payment of the applicable fee for bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPB in the amount of 25,000. The DPWH Albay First DEO engineer may hold a pre-bid conference on 10 a.m. July 30, 2025 at Procurement Unit Conference Room, Albay First DEO. Bids must be duly received by the back secretariat for manual submission at the office address as indicated below on or before 10 a.m. August 11. The previous schedule of this bidding was supposed to be August 5, but a supplemental bulletin number 1 dated July 20, 21-25 was issued. The revision of procurement schedule, pre-bid conference, bid submission, and opening of bids are for the upcoming new Procurement Act RA 1200 Caravan, which will be attended by BAC members. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and the amount stated in ITB Class 15. Bid opening shall be on 10:01 a.m. August 11 at the given address below, Procurement Unit Conference Room. The minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following: project manager